Hey there. Just hanging out outside. I don't know. It's like so weird because I feel like as soon as I get in front of a camera or a pen and a piece of paper or I'm in front of somebody talking, I have nothing to say. Like, I cannot articulate what my thoughts out loud or written down or in a video. I always feel like every time I try to explain something or the way that I feel or the way that I think, I'm constantly like stuttery and lose my train of thought and nothing comes out right. I don't know why that is, but it just is, and it's one of the most frustrating things ever. This is basically just me talking about my feelings and things. It kind of sucks because I feel like I have nobody to talk to. And I do talk to, I have a boyfriend, I have a friend, I have my mom, my coworkers, but it's like I talk surface things, talk about like the surface, and I can't like open up to anybody. I feel like I do with my boyfriend, but he doesn't get it, and he's not supposed to be my therapist or, whatever. And nobody is, but, I don't know. It's like I am searching for somebody who understands me, and that might sound dumb, but I honestly feel so alone, and I isolate myself so very much in my own mind. I could be around people, I still feel like I'm isolated. I could be at a party, and I'm like isolating myself, even though I'm standing with other people. I just feel like every time I open my mouth to say anything, like I get interrupted, not like purposefully, but that's just like what happens. It's like, and then I should just keep my mouth shut, keep my thoughts to myself, keep my feelings to myself, and it's like sucky. And then, I meet people who are like super outgoing and outspoken and this, that, and I'm like, I envy that. I wish I could be like that because, I just keep everything to myself in my own head, and it drives me crazy. It drives me insane of all these thoughts, or even like not about my feelings, but thoughts in general, thoughts on like the world or like the earth or like history or the times today and society and everything, the corruption. Um, and it's like the majority of people I know just seem to be blind to things like that. And, if I started talking about it anyway, I feel like I'd sound crazy, and there's not really a time and place. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just would like to meet some like-minded individuals, and I feel like maybe that's why I'm making this video too, because like there's so many people out there, you know. And then I just feel like I don't even have a personality to other people. Like, at my old job, I hated that place that I worked, but the people, the majority, were like friends, were like, we got along, and we didn't maybe talk about deep things, but we like laughed all the time, making jokes, you know what I mean? Like, I fit with the majority of them. And like, at my place now, I love these girls, they're great girls, and I talk to a couple of them, but the majority of the time I sit there quiet by myself, and that's my fault. I like, and if I'm in a room with one of them, like I clam up. I don't know what to say, and then I will say something, but it's just like the weather or what are you doing this weekend? You know what I mean? And it's like not even like a real conversation. Not even like I feel like I just I'm so frustrated because I feel like I cannot like I don't to other people I don't seem to have a personality. I feel like I literally lost myself and my personality for a while. Like honestly, I feel like since my ex-boyfriend um when I was think I met him when I was 20 or 21 and I was with him till I was like 25 and it was an abusive controlling relationship that I was I mean I was isolated like in my house like didn't see anybody all my friends abandoned me which you know what are you going to do you know they can only tell me to leave for so long but when you're being threatened on the daily it's hard. Like, and if you don't go through stuff like that, you don't know about it. Like, you do not truly know unless you go through something. And if you're not like an empathetic person, then it's really hard for people to understand. You know, they just look at you like you're fucking stupid. And it is frustrating because, you know, I've watched people now that I know and that are in bad relationships, and it's like, you're not stupid, but I wish you could see the bigger picture. I wish you could see that you don't have to deal with all that. And it's sad that women stick, I'm sure guys too, but it's so sad. And I just feel like I wasted all of my good years, like all of my 20s, the time where I should have been having fun. I was sitting inside a house, hated my life, I didn't have a job, I wasn't allowed to go to the gym, I swear to God, every time I'm filming and I'm on a roll, I get a phone call. But oh, I hate that. I'm so mad because I was on a roll. But um, I and I get like right before I met this guy, I was doing so good. I was going to Weight Watchers. I lost 42 pounds. I was 242. I lost 42 pounds. Got down to 200. I never got to 199. And went got with him, so isolated, and just sat and ate. He worked, he didn't drive, so I literally had to he was a laborer and I had to wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, drive him like an hour away, pick him up. If it rained, they would get a rain out and I would have to go get him. It was so miserable and I don't know why I stayed. Well, when we were dating before we moved in with each other, you know, oh my god, it was such hell. It was seriously hell, and I'm so mad that I did not get out. Like, he would threaten to, like, hurt my friends. I mean, he never threatened them. He threatened me. And if I left, like, he would tell everybody I cheated on him, and we worked together, too, at Kroger. He would get his mom to beat my mom up. Like, he was so psycho, and he was an alcoholic, and he did drugs and he would steal pills from his grandma, who rest her fucking soul. Like his grandma, I lost my grandparents when I was young, and like I loved that woman so much, and she passed when I was still with him. But she like I would he lived with them, and I would just sit up with her and watch TV and watch Honey Boo Boo and like stuff. And she is the only thing that was good that came out of that relationship. I guess I'll just do that. Like, so, I mean, he would put his hands around my throat. Like, he never, like, punched me in the face, but he would grab me up and try to throw me around and, like, push me. Also adding, um, yeah, I literally had so many bruises. I would have bruises all over my stomach. I would have bruises on my arms. I would wear long sleeves sometimes because I had like hands, like you know what I mean. Like he would grab me and leave bruises on my arms and shit. Oh, another thing is he was so jealous of my dog. My dog is a rotten, spoiled dog, and he has behavioral issues. But what people don't fucking understand is like he is all that I had. My dog is the only being that I had going through all of that was with me by my side and loved me through it all. Like my poor dog had to deal with seeing the fighting, like he has anxiety issues, like he gets worked up, like so of course I spoiled the fuck out of my dog because back then like we were just like trying to make it through, you know? I mean, it sucked. And the idiot would be like, "Oh, are you gonna pet me?" Like he was literally so fucking jealous of my dog. You love that dog more than me? Like, yeah, hell yes, I love that dog more than you. But he'd be like, "Are you gonna rub my belly?" Like, literally, I mean, we would have fights constantly because he was so jealous of his dog. I I can't even. That was probably the most insane thing I ever had to deal with is that shit. Okay. And like he just drank all day and like evening. I would be sleeping and he would be I would like wake up and he would be just standing staring at me, like standing over me, towering over me by the bed, or he'd be standing in the doorway just staring at me. I had nightmares constantly that he was gonna kill me. One time I went to the mall with one of my friends and he wasn't allowed to own a gun because he had domestic charges from his last relationship. I'm so stupid, right? And he was sitting on the porch cleaning the neighbor's gun. Oh, I got this gun from the neighbors, like threatening me. Uh, it was bad. It was like not cool at all, and it really sucks. But and I know everyone has their own opinion on this, but to me, like a woman's body is her choice. I got knocked up in that moment. I mean, if I hadn't of, I feel like I would have been with him even longer than I was because at that moment I did not want to touch him again at all. And he would yell at me, scream at me all night long because I didn't want to sleep with him after that. And he would scream into my face, tell me how I was a murderer and everything. And popping in again with more information, he also has 3 kids to a woman who he never fucking sees at all, who actually, I forgot, she would stalk us. She would like, I remember she would leave stuff on my Jeep when I was at work. She like left a big poster board and I forget what it said, something crazy. I think something like referring to abortion or like kids or something, which is weird. Like I don't think she knew about that, but who knows? Maybe he told her. I don't know. Um, yeah, would just like uh follow my Jeep, like follow us. It was crazy. Yeah. Friends. I had 3 friends that went with me to get an abortion, and um, 2 of them they were against it, you know, and but they still were there. And then my one friend, she had had one before, and I love her, and it sucks because she was one of my best friends too. But she's real bad into drugs and everything. And we just cannot be friends, you know. You can't save people sometimes. But she went with me, and it fucked me up so bad. And that was one of the hardest things I had to do ever. And I'm not ashamed that I did it because thank God that I did. Like, you cannot let a man, like, men will ruin your fucking life, man. They just fucking will. But anyway, my whole point to this was, I feel like after that, I just lost, like, I lost so many pieces of myself, and that wasn't even the only thing that has made me feel that way. I've been, I have abandonment issues, I got daddy issues, I got all that shit. And then to get in that relationship was terrible. Oh, and then he would get drunk and like hit on my friends at parties. They would tell me, and I'd cry about it. I still stayed with them. It really sucked, and I can't believe I let myself um go through that. I can't. But that's what happens when you are insecure, and no one had accepted me before that. And the boyfriend I have now, he's great, and he accepts me for everything that I am. But um, and he listens to me. He doesn't abuse me and shit. But and then after um that asshole, I went. I wasn't. He wouldn't let me go to school. Like finally after um I had that uh, abortion and stuff. I was like, you know what? Like I can't. Like I'm going to school. I'm going to beauty school. And I was so proud of myself that I put myself out, and like when I do sit and reflect like where I've come, it's awesome, but after so long that wears off, and then I feel stuck again. Like I feel stuck right now. But anyway, went to orientation, beauty school, met a few really awesome people, and I'm so glad that I went to beauty school. I may not be the best hairdresser, but beauty school fucking it saved me. But during so we started like breaking up. Well, I broke up with him. Like I was like, I broke up with you. I cheated on him because I hated him. I told him every day that I hate you. I hate you because you would get in my face and say horrible things to me. I'm a fat cunt and I'm this, that, and I'm a murderer, and, no one's gonna want me. And I was just telling him how much I hated him, but I was like stuck. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm all the way up here, all my stuff's up here. Like, I was afraid of what he'd do. He was threatening me to stay there. What's up? Yeah, and he would also, like, threaten to kill himself. And, he had, like, a really dull blade or something and, like, cut both of his wrists long ways, the way that you're supposed to if you're doing that shit. And but it wasn't deep enough. But he was like just being crazy and telling me, you're gonna drive by the ambulance, and when I die, just know it's because of you, and this, that, like, really anything to make me not leave. So like during school and stuff, like I was talking to this guy, and we ended up hooking up, and which isn't cool. It's not cool to cheat, but literally, fuck him, man. Like, fuck him. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I have to get out. I have to. Um, so I literally told him we're broken up, and I was still living at the house, and like everyone was like, why would you tell him that? Whatever. I'm like, well, how else am I gonna like, do this? Like, I gotta live here till I figure it out. Like, I had no money, I had no nothing. Because I wasn't allowed to do anything. Um, and what happened? So finally I told him, and he freaked out. And he would, like, force me. to do it, and I would just cry into the pillow. That's some rough shit. It was bad. And finally, I like, oh, he grabbed my phone one day. We were fighting and tried to like smash it, and he was screaming at me, and I just like pushed him, and he fell. And I like grabbed my dog, I grabbed my keys and like a bag of clothes, and I left.
And all my shit was still
Still there. And then I tried to go get my stuff, and in like a few days, he and and our neighbor changed all the locks on the house, and me and my friend went up to try and get my stuff. Couldn't get in, my key didn't work. So we had like a side like balcony, and it led up to the attic door. Um so he nailed a plank of wood across that door so I couldn't get in. And then there was a window across the roof on the other side. My friend literally walked across the roof to try and get in the window. Couldn't get in. And until he got a girlfriend, um, and they got evicted, then I was allowed to come get my stuff, which my mom and my stepdad went, the girlfriend was there, and he was there, and he was running his, I was like, and I was livid, I was like popping off, my mom's telling me quit talking and stuff, and I'm like, no I'm not, like why am I gonna be nice to him, like, ooh, I was so mad. And then, I didn't even bring everything, I was like, you guys can fucking take care of this, I wanted this shit, months ago, and you wouldn't let me get it, and now you want me to get it because you're getting evicted. Well, fuck you. You take the rest of my shit out. I left so much shit. I left the sewing machine. Like, I don't even know what all I left. But, tried to get what was important to me and said, fuck you. You deal with the rest of it. And, then I literally, maybe a year later, I ran into him at Walmart, and he was like, and I was on the phone, and I'm like, no, like, he was standing at the end of an aisle and staring at me, and I'm like, please, like, I'm looking over here talking on the phone, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, like, get the fuck away from me, because I am not in the goddamn mood, like, I will fucking kill you, bro. Anyway, um, so, he comes up to me, he's like, hey, I still have, like, some of your stuff, like, do you want it? I'm like, it's been, like, it might have been 2 years after I was, like, and I was on the phone still, I'm like, no. And I turned away, he's like, there's, like, pictures and stuff, like, you don't want that stuff? And I'm like, no. And, and he's like, wow, that's fucked up, man, like, wow, you don't even want your stuff, like, those are your memories, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, get away from me. Go. And, alright. Ooh, like, every time I see him, and I worked at Texas Roadhouse after we broke up. I was going to school, I was working at the Roadhouse in the evening, like, not getting home till fucking midnight, and then waking up at fucking 6 a.m. to get ready and drive down to Wheeling, and an hour away to go to school, to get off, to go to work, like, and the Roadhouse, it has a bar, so he would come in, and if I wasn't there was a girl that was like my twin. He would say stuff to her. Oh, you look like, my ex-girlfriend, blah, blah, like, try to hit on her, and then he would go and sit at the bar, and I would be, like, at the hostess station, or the to-go station, and he would just stare, and laugh, and stare, and then he would talk to the bit, like, he would make a scene. He got, like, removed before. It was fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I actually saw Lena, do, like, my crazy ex or whatever, so maybe I'll label this video and just chop it up. Yeah. But Um, so I went through all of that. And after that, like when I was in beauty school, I was so anxious. It was insane. Like I didn't know I would be this way. Um, like they would call me for a hair to do a haircut, and I was so like I would shake, I would sweat, like it would take me forever just to do a trim. It was bad, and but I am glad because that did push me to get more out of my comfort zone. And then when I got a job, the first salon I worked at, that forced me to, you know, be out there too, but it's like weird. It's like I'm more outgoing when I'm like talking to clients because I have to be, rather than like going to a place with like friends and people I don't know and stuff. Then I just clam up. Like I don't know what to do or say, or I just feel like I sound stupid. Nothing comes out right. I could not, nothing, you know. And yeah. So anyway, that's enough story time for one day. My arm's getting tired, but yeah. I'm gonna let the dog in and I guess make dinner because I'm hungry and it is like 8 o'clock. I think I'm gonna have just a salad. So I forgot to add a few things to my video. I'm sitting here editing. Like in the beginning of our relationship, when I met him, I was actually went to orientation with him at Kroger when we got hired, and he was a dumbass, but he was like really cute. Like he was handsome. Okay, that's I guess I should paint you a picture. Like now I can't stand the ugliest person on the face of the planet to me now, but he was like fit and like clean cut looking and like country boy, you know what I mean? And like really cute, and I'm like I would never thought someone like that would be interested in somebody like me. So you know, that was also a thing. And I had a Jeep Wrangler at the time. I love Wranglers and stuff, and he would be like, "Oh yeah, I like your Jeep. You know, my stepdad had a CJ, blah blah blah, and yada yada." And he said he lied and told me that he had gotten a DUI and they taken away his car and that he would be getting it in April. And I think I met him in the fall. So he had this elaborate lie, that you know his license just had gotten suspended and this that, and his car was impounded until then. So I mean, we were together for probably like 6 months before I even. Okay, maybe not 6 months. Maybe like 4 months or something before I even found out that he was lying and he actually never got his goddamn license because he won't study and go take it. And when he has taken his he didn't even have his permit. Yeah. So he lied about that. He lied about a lot of things in the beginning, and that's why we got together because he was super duper nice, um, cool with my friends, cool with everything, and then all of a sudden, a switch clicked, and he was his true self, and that is honestly like, I mean, and I didn't, and I had a crush on him for a little bit, and I was like, he's not gonna like me, you know what I mean? Then he did, and then he's being nice and telling me lies, and I'm believing him because why wouldn't I? You know, he just didn't seem like he would be that type of person, and like a wolf in sheep's clothing, man. He is disgusting. Um, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all. Like, I didn't plan to talk about him. I was talking about my feelings and stuff, and like just the fact that the personality thing. So I was just at a couple parties, and like even when I'm with my family, even when I'm with my friend, like I mean sometimes like if I'm feeling like I used to be so goofy. I had so many friends growing up, um like really right after, like when I was 16, 17, like, I had friends in high school, I had a lot of them, and then I got, like, this other group of friends, um, when I got out of high school, so I had my high school friends, I had my new friends, I had so many friends, we would go to have parties, and I threw parties all the time, like, it was a good time, and until I fucking met this douchebag and ruined it all, and now I have no friends, and, you know, whatever, I have one friend left. um, I have a couple that I made from beauty school, but, you know, it's just like, and everybody, I felt like people liked me back then, you know. I was a good time back then, and now I'm just like, I feel like I'm not, and I can't like express myself to other people. So it's really weird, and like I want to be funny, I want to talk, I want to this that, but I like can't. I have like nothing to say. I have like I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna continue editing. If I think of something else, I'll throw it in here. So yeah. Okay. My closing statements to this video. Um, I bet the sun's down now. Yeah, that's a light. I just want to say, and okay, after this relationship, and I thought, at least if I meet somebody who's going through what I went through, I could help give advice and be there for that person and, try and talk some sense into them because I've been there. That hasn't really, it's happened a little bit, but not the same situation as me. I just want to tell people, young girls, boys, whatever, please do not let somebody do this stuff to you. The first sign, listen to those warning signs. Listen to those thoughts in your head. Listen to your friends. Listen to your family. Because everybody can't be wrong. And you know it's bad. And they're threatening you. And some people are crazy. And their threats can be very real. But 9 times out of 10, it's a scare tactic to keep you, to isolate you. And it's awful. And my heart hurts for anybody going through something like this, anybody going through something worse than this. Worse than that, I can't imagine. And I know it happens every day. I know there's hundreds, thousands of women out there dealing with this stuff. Men are, there are some good men, but it honestly just seems like there are so few good men. Um, women too, okay, but men, in my experience, I should do like a whole dating thing, but, please get help, talk to a friend, be honest about what's going on. I'm not a fan of the police, but if you fucking have to get a restraining order, go there, call them, you know, make them do something that's actually helping. Like, make them help, because I wish I would have done anything. I wish I wouldn't have wasted so much time, about 3.5 years of my life, out the window. Why it happened to me, I don't know. And I hope that there's some sort of reason. Um, but please don't put up with it. Nobody should be putting up with that behavior. Nobody. Please don't. You're worth so much more than that. Life is so precious, and people don't even know it. And I feel like I'm wasting it now, but honestly, talking about all this, it's been, let me think, probably no, yeah. It's been maybe almost 4 years since the end of that relationship. And that's a substantial amount of time, but what you go through affects you. At least for me, it does. It shapes you into who you are, into how you are, and the way that you change, and just work on evolving and getting better and better. I am really trying to work on myself right now. Watching this video back, terrible angle, terrible everything, it just made me kind of disgusted with myself, unfortunately, but I'm still a work in progress, and um, nobody's fucking perfect, so that is just my truth or whatever. My story, part of my life. So yeah, learn from it. Learn from people that have been through some shit. Really, truly, learn.